you worked in the post office your whole life.
Yeah, I retired from the post office.
What was that bit on there about the about you being angry with the postmaster? About a baseball team?
Oh, it was about the naming of the baseball team.
Oh, is that what it was?
We have our union, you know, is the one that sponsors it,
Uh-huh.
and they bought the bats and balls and stuff like that.
Okay.
But the postmaster wanted us to name it the Joliet Post Office baseball team,
Right.
and we didn't want that. We named the branch, our union is Branch 305.
Okay.
And we were naming it Branch 305.
Okay.
And he didn't like that.
Okay. How do you like talking about your war days? Are you tired of it? Or do you like talking about it?
Oh, hell, it's been so far back, I don't remember much of it anyway.
Yeah.
I can't talk too much.
Yeah, right.
I know it was over in Europe.
How did you like the movie?
Huh?
How did you feel about yourself in the movie? I mean, I went back to watch it last night because I was thrilled about
Band of
meeting you
Brothers?
today. Yes. And you were in the very first scene.
Yeah. Well, there's 10 scenes, and I'm in 9 of them.
Episodes, right.
Yeah.
Right. Very impressive.
Right.
Why do you think they picked you? I mean, there were 147 guys. Why were you one of the ones they picked to put in?
Beats the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Why? Well, it's been so far back that I can't even think of why.
Was a lot of the guys that were in in the movie were the guys that were still alive, but
Yeah.
there were no other guys alive that wasn't in the movie, were they?
No, I know. There's only about, right now, I think there's only about 8 or 10 left.
Yeah.
So,
What's his name passed away recently?
Come on, Mike, you're on the timer.
Yeah, I know. I am on a timer. I'll break this up for the commercial.
Have you ever met Garnier?
Huh?
Have you ever met
No.
Garnier? You've never met him?
Mm-mm.
He's from Philly.
Who did you like the best?
Huh?
Who did you like the best?
Liked the best.
Yeah. Who was your? Did you have a battle buddy like they do now? Like, did you have one guy just specifically to watch your back?
Well, yeah, there's a few guys,
Right.
and I wish I can't remember the names, but there was fellows that you liked,
Right.
and there was fellows that you didn't like too.
Right.
You
In the movie, they show you right before the drop. Another guy says he's packing brass knuckles, and you said I got to get some of those. Did you really want brass knuckles?
I don't think.
I mean,
so.
you weren't going to punch a German, were you?
No.
What was your biggest fear? Who were you scared of?
Who feared?
Yeah.
Well, when we had the big night jumps, jumping at night.
You couldn't say anything, could you?
Well, you're coming down and you think, okay, I'm about ready to hit, and you don't hit nothing, and
Right.
pretty sure, oh, now I am, and you don't, it's
Right.
when you do hit, you really hit. But then jumping into as long as it was a street or cement or something, okay when you're in an open field and stuff like that.
Right. How much did you weigh?
Did I weigh?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have weighed about what I weigh now.
Okay.
160 pounds.
So you were wearing about that much in equipment.
Oh yeah, that's right too. Yeah. Yeah.
So did you? What were your thoughts about fighting hand to hand? Because that would be my biggest fear.
Oh, I never fought hand in hand.
Did you worry about
Because
that?
I had my rifle, at the ready mark.
Right.
There was no hand to hand, I tell you.
Right. Well, you were always worried about that, though, weren't you? Just
Oh,
dropping right
well.
in on top of the
I
enemy.
worried a little bit, but I never came that close to people,
Right.
other than the enemy,
Right. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
How did you? Why did you want to be a paratrooper? Yeah. I was going to ask that. You've been asked that quite a bit, huh?
Yeah.
Why? The
Why?
money? Was it the money?
That's right.
I don't
we
blame you.
also at the theater, me and my buddy, Herman Hansen, he's dead now, but we were at the theater,
Mm-hmm.
and in the shorts, you know, was showing the combat or the Band of Brothers, you know,
Yeah.
and they were paying $50 more a month, so
Right.
we were about ready to be enlisted anyway, you know, drafted.
Right.
So we went and joined up, and
Yeah.
we made after 5 jumps, you got paid, you know, the extra money. You didn't get paid right away.
Right.
You had to make 5 jumps.
Right.
So down at Fort Benning, that's where they flew us, you know.
Did you ever get hurt during one of the jumps?
No,
Really?
no, well, maybe a little bit in my leg or something.
Right.
A little pain, but I was never really hurt.
Nothing major.
No.
Yeah.
Of course, I was shot.
Right. I read that.
Yeah.
I did read that.
Yeah. Mr. Perconte got shot in the ass. Which was the best thing that ever happened to me. Yeah, I get a pension for that.
Really?
Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah. I get a 30% pension.
How bad was the wound?
Oh,
Was it a grazing? I don't want to see it.
No,
Frank.
no, I'm going to show you. It was 2 of my buddies.
No, I read that.
One
Yeah.
to one and one at the other.
Oh wow!
They were,
It went through. I didn't know that.
No, didn't hardly, you know, wasn't very serious at all.
Yeah.
I'm glad it happened.
Right. No, good for you.
Yeah.
Now in hindsight.
Right.
Yeah, that was. What did you feel like when you first ran across that camp with you and some of the other guys?
Well, I know it was very stinky,
Was it?
real stinky and horrible to see, and all those people. It was just horrible, you know.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, I can't even remember it now. Jeez,
I may be better off.
all those. I think they were all Jews, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
So
Jews, gypsies, yeah.
It was terrible, stinky and God.
I can imagine. And those bodies were just rotting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you saw that train when you opened up that train?
Yeah, and all those bodies in there. Yep.
Yeah. And like they had said, they had to have known that in the town what was going on.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Of course they did.
Right.
Sure.
You know.
So what did do you remember Lieutenant Sobel?
What about them?
What
We never liked them.
in the very first the second scene of the first episode, he makes a derogatory remark to you and takes away your weekend pass.
Yeah.
And how do you feel about him now at your age? Do you look at him as obviously everything he did was planned? It wasn't personal.
Yeah, right.
How do you feel about that now at your age?
Well, even not my age, but even quite a while ago, after we got out,
Do you
of course,
understand
got
what
rid
he
of him.
did?
We got rid of him anyway, you know.
Right,
We got to Lieutenant Meehan, you know,
right,
and you know that when he was, his plane came down and killed them all. See? But he was from not Evanston or north of there somewhere. I can't remember. But he was a nice guy.
yeah.
Geez, he was a nice guy.
Did you ever see Sobel again after he was transferred out? Do you remember? I mean, I guess what I'm asking is,
Well, it's been so long ago. I'm just wondering whether I seen him. I'm sure I seen him, but not when we were out here. We were in
Right.
Chicago, where he's from.
Right,
But I know I seen him. So at one of the camps or something, you know.
right.
So
Yeah, I guess basically what I'm asking
he
is,
got a job.
does what Sobel did, does that make sense to you now, or do you still think it was just pointless?
Oh,
Do you have the men hate you on that level?
No, I don't hate him on that level. I mean, we hate him because he was a Jew. We never liked Jews. That's the only reason. But and we didn't like him. We didn't like him to lead us, you know.
Right.
And we got rid of him.
He was a poor leader, the way the
Yeah,
movie
yeah,
represents.
right.
You were there, I wasn't, so I don't know what is true from that or not. But
But we didn't like him at all.
what about Dick Winters then?
Well, he was a great guy. Dick Winters
Good leader.
never did anything wrong, and we liked him.
Now, were the other guys jealous when he got promoted, or
Who? Winners?
winners, or
Well, we hated to lose them, you know.
right?
So,
The guy who replaced Winters, what was he like? And what was his name? I can't.
I didn't rewatch that episode. I don't know.
What was the guy's name that replaced Winters?
tell you the truth, I don't know.
Yeah.
My lieutenant, our lieutenant leader was a guy named Welch, Lieutenant Welch. And I don't know when the hell he went to later. But Winters was a good guy.
You may not remember this, but who was on the plane with you when you jumped?
Who was on the plane?
On you, if you remember.
Who was maybe next to you? Do you
Yeah,
know?
on the plane when you jumped.
Well, there was 18 of us, and I was about third from the last. I never wanted to be first or second.
Right.
That I could look out, you know.
Right.
The door was open, you know.
Yeah.
So I just followed the guy that was in front of me, you know.
Right.
Well, we had the straps on the thing that hooked us up, and the way we went out the door, 18 to 20 of us went out in 18 to 20 seconds.
Yep. Yep. Do you remember when you jumped out of the plane? Did you know, in the movie it showed a lot of fire from the flat guns and stuff.
Oh yeah, yes.
I bet you that was a horrible sight.
A lot of flack we got, and well, in fact, a few of them got killed.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I know this one guy from Texas. I remember, he got hit. No, he landed not too far from me, and you know, when they jumped jeeps and everything, and he got hit by. I don't know. I don't think it was a jeep, but it was something that big, and killed him.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sure there was
Yeah. A lot of
all kinds of.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, and I often think about this, is the like today, battle and wars and are fought very organized, very well planned. Then they kind of just threw it all together and said, "You guys are jumping," or "You guys are landing."
Well, it looks like they tried to be organized, right? It just never really worked out.
Yeah. Well, you know, like when they were like when, of course, today they wouldn't land on a beach like that, but
Right.
that's that kind of unsophistication of landing all those men and knowing a lot of them are going to die.
So how did they train you for the tanks? What was, if you remember, what was the procedure?
We never trained with tanks. at
Okay.
all.
Did you guys know how big and powerful their tanks were?
In fact, we in combat, I think a couple of times, then we had tanks, and we just followed them, got back on them, or
Right.
rode with them, and
Right.
you know.
Right.
You were in Carrington? You were in Carrington?
Carrington?
Yeah, you were there?
Yeah.
Carrington.
Carrington. Sorry. Tan. Yeah, that
That was a
is.
city of about 30, 40,000, Carrington.
Yeah, it's where they fought the paratroopers.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Do
That
you
was
remember that at all? Do you remember any of that battle?
No, I don't remember. No.
Maybe better off that way, right?
so. How long ago was
I
it?
think that
Yeah.
I think that was the first town we came into. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we took over. I can remember that one night that they came over shelling, and there was a school right near where I was. Man, I ran into that schoolhouse, and I was in the 4th grade. I laid on the floor there. I can remember that.
Mm.
Yeah, I know when, I think I'm a lot like Mike, if you wonder why we're here. When I watch Private Ryan or Band of Brothers, I'm terrified watching the movie. I don't know how you did what you did.
Mm.
Well,
And I guess that's where our fascination comes from.
Yeah, the bravery. And I think somebody says, I think it was your son said, you guys had no idea what you were getting into. In the war, in boot camp, of what was coming. And I think for those guys to come from boot camp, not knowing anything about what a war was,
Right.
to jumping out of a plane is what's amazing about all that.
It is.
And fighting.
Now, after you made your first couple jumps, did you think that $50 more a month was worth it?
Yeah, to make 5 jumps for
Right.
$50.
Was it worth it?
Huh?
Did you think it was worth it as you were
Until
doing
I
it?
was up there, I said, what the hell am I doing here?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But,
Do you ever remember a guy's chute not opening? A guy's parachute not opening?
let's see, we jumped one day, and one guy's chute didn't open. But he was about dozens of 4 or 5 blocks away from me, you know.
Okay,
I can remember everybody, you know, running towards that place.
right.
But the guy's chute, I don't know if he died, if he ever died or not. That was quite a while ago, but I remember it.
Hmm.
So what do you remember that you would want to pass on to people now? If you were talking to a bunch of high school kids, what would you say? What would your message be to them?
Don't go into the paratubes. Yeah, me and my buddy, Herman Anthony, we were about ready to get drafted. So we went, when we got down there, we said, we enlisted.
Mm-hmm.
Enlisted, and they shot us right down to Fort Benning. And we made our 5 jumps there right away. And you got paid, you know, you had to make 5 jumps.
Right.
But the training before that, those towers, you know, 200 feet, 250, and
Right.
you had to go through, those were scarier than the goddamn jumping, you know.
Right.
Right. Because the ground was so much closer.
Right.
Yeah.
What about the MG-42s? Did those scare you? Did you know what you were getting into with those?
The
Like if
MG
you
what?
got the machine guns the Germans had. Were you intimidated by those? Did you not know?
Well, we could hear them,
Right.
but I don't think I ever was real close to one of them. But we could hear them.
Yeah.
That was rat-tat-tats, boy.
Yeah.
What was it like in Bastogne?
Huh?
Cold? It was cold, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't bad though. Everybody says all the snow and stuff. I can't remember being any snow there at all.
Frank, you're a real trooper. You were surrounded by Germans, living in a hole, and surrounded by snow, and you said it wasn't that bad. I mean, I had trouble driving to work this morning. I thought I had a bad day.
Yeah.
No, I really, I tell people I don't even remember the snow there. They think I'm nuts or something. But
Do you remember who was in your foxhole?
who was in my
Who
phone?
were you?
Well,
who were you
maybe
stuck next to for?
Gordy Carson, maybe George Laws. I don't know. Johnny Martin was our platoon leader. He was a sergeant.
How was he as a sergeant?
Well, he was a smart bucker.
Was
he was
he?
a little shit, but he was smart.
Now, did you want to be a sergeant or no?
Well, certainly.
Did you?
Yeah. All I got to be was a corporal.
There was a lot of battles and a lot of changes. Go ahead.
No, it's yeah.
I-
It looks like you did okay as a corporal, though.
That is a lot of medals.
That's a lot of medals.
Yep. That is a lot of medals.
Well, you see, it's just the top rows were the ones that the French gave us, and then the ones below was other other countries. Those are from different countries.
Right, right.
Right. Did you think about staying in the Army?
Oh, me? Hell no. Christ almighty, no.
He remembers that.
Yeah, remember that, don't you?
Yeah.
What were your expectations when you got out? What do you think?
When I
Had
got
you
out?
planned anything out, or were you just gonna come back and see what was?
Well, I came back. I think I was married. Yeah, I was married.
Yeah, I read you had seen your son for the first time
Yeah,
when you got back.
Is that Dick?
Dick, yeah.
Yeah. Hmm. Did you work for the post office right away, or?
No, you went back to the steel mill, right?
Yeah,
For a while?
Only for a couple of weeks or something. Somebody told me about the post office, and I went and got a job at the post office.
Right.
So that's when I retired from the post office.
Now I read on Wikipedia, Frank had a conversation with the mailman, and he saw his bag was empty. He thought it was an easy job, so he went to go get a job at the post office.
Yeah, that's, I was sitting on my front porch, and my mailman, I must have been near the end of his route.
Right.
And you can buy as I talking
He
to me.
fooled you.
Huh?
He
Yeah,
fooled
yeah,
you.
yeah.
You wanted to be a postman because his bag was empty.
Oh, yeah, well.
Had you seen
I
him on the
his
beginning
bag
of
and
his
it was
route?
empty. I said, there's a job I want. So he told me, he said, go down there and take the test. And I did. That's how I got to be a postman.
That's excellent.
Mhm.
So do you remember specifically killing any Germans? Do you remember your first kill, or?
No, I don't remember. I mean, I shot into a lot of them, but I
Never saw a direct kill. Sure.
No,
Maybe better off that way, right?
that's right.
How do you feel about that? I mean, did you hate the Germans? Did you want to kill them?
No, I never hated them. You know, the Germans were nice people, you know,
Right.
and I never hated them.
They were doing what they were told
They
to
were
do.
trying to kill me, so I
You wanted
tried to kill them.
That's right.
Yeah. So, you did you go to Hitler's Eagle Nest?
Yeah,
Did you?
yeah, I was up there.
I bet you that was something else to see, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we
Yeah,
saw.
what did they call that? I can't think of what they call it. There's a name for it.
Right.
Right. I don't remember either.
There's in the movie it showed, you know, the porch of the thing and everything else, but was there an actual house there? You know, the kitchen and all that?
Eel nest?
Yeah.
No, there was not a house, but he had you know, like if you had a resort and you had a resort house or something, it was like that, I think.
Uh-huh.
I just can't remember it now, but I know there was something there.
Right.
It
Right.
was really a beautiful place.
So what did you bring back? Do you remember? What did you bring back from the war? To?
Nothing,
Nothing.
nothing. Not that I know of.
Yeah.
I brought back a helmet, I know. Somebody wanted something, and so I brought back a helmet. That's a pain in the ass to be carrying the damn helmet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be a total pain in the ass. You
Yeah.
can't pack a helmet.
No.
You didn't
No.
want a Luger like everybody else?
Yeah,
They just wanted them to resell them, though, didn't they?
yeah, no. I'm just, you know, you sit here and you try to remember stuff, and you can't remember, you know.
Right.
You can't remember what the hell.
This is
When you watch a movie, did it bring back a lot of the memories, or how did you feel when you were watching the movie? I think I already asked you that, but were you tense, or did it bring it all back?
No, I don't know. I'd have to watch the movie, say, if we had it now, and watch it now, then it would bring back stuff, you know.
Right.
But to remember back the movie, I just can't remember it.
Yeah.
right. I can understand that.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
You had the movies?
you had to be a very unique person for them to put you in the movie as much as they did.
Oh.
I mean, you looked like the kind of guy a guy like me wouldn't have messed with. You would have bullied me around. He didn't deny it. So
No, he didn't deny it. So I guess it's true.
No, it's absolutely a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
You know, I go out with my friends and say like you people, you know, you talk about me and stuff. But they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't give a shit what I did or.
They see you every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Right.
Well, and you're very humble too. You don't talk yourself up.
Yeah. How's Winters doing? Do you know?
Well, no, he calls it the holidays and so forth, and in fact, the last time I talked to him, he wasn't feeling well. This was quite a while ago, though, but I haven't heard it anymore. So he's still living anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Didn't you say he had Alzheimer's?
Alzheimer's? Did I say that?
I think you told me that.
Oh, well, I don't remember whether
Yeah.
I heard that or not. It
Yeah.
could be.
Yeah. I could have read it, but I thought you mentioned that to me a couple of years ago. I know he shut down all correspondence.
Yeah.
They did post it somewhere on a website. That's
Right.
where I got it from.
Yeah.
Well, and he's probably done enough of that.
Yeah,
I don't
he
blame
does.
him at all.
Yeah, they told him no more PO, no more letters at the mailbox.
Yeah.
Right.
He was getting, a lot of them.
Yeah, I don't think I blame you for at some point saying, you know what, I've talked about it. I'm
Yeah.
done with it.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
You know, find my book. You know, read it.
Yeah. They have another book out about the Banner Brothers now. And you had to have had a call on it.
The Untold Stories.
The Banner Brothers, where they are now.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
So it was at the bookstore, and it talked about each individual still, where they're at now, what are they doing now, and you were in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of going through it, and this guy's looking at these World War II books, and I said, you ever seen the movie Band of Brothers? He goes, yeah, and I said, ah! And I told him the story.
Right.
But
right.
see how people are just fascinated by anything in World War II.
They
Yeah,
are.
that's
Do
true.
you understand that, Frank? Do you understand what the hype is like that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
They're talking about me, see, so I like
Right.
that.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah. It's a part of history that that is different, and as a united country, as we are not so much today.
Now, was there any chance of them, like my grandfather, shipping you from Europe to Japan? Was there ever that consideration?
Well, at first, they talked about that. Oh, we got to go to Japan now.
Right.
You know,
Right.
the war was over. But within a few days, that war was over too. So
Okay.
we knew we were going home.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Were you concerned about going to Japan, or you just?
Well, damn it, I never wanted to go to Japan. I wanted to go home.
Yeah. Well, just going from Europe to Japan would be a long ride.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Long
I
ride.
guess so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
No,
Okay.
that's it.
I want to thank you, and let's go have something to eat.
Yeah. Are you hungry, Frank?
Why? Oh, you gonna go to lunch?
We're gonna go to Al's Steakhouse. You want to go?
Yeah, that's expensive there.
Don't worry about
There's
it.
a restaurant down here, you know.
He said he's
Well,
gonna take care
You
of
wanna
it.
go to Al's?
Yeah. It's up to you.
Oh,
You
that's
did
fine.
us a favor
I was
for
there in
meeting with us.
I was there at noon. Who the hell took me there?
How many times do you get taken out,
That's
Frank?
that's one
I
of our-
think this is a
That's one
big
of our
game to you.
expensive restaurants. Sure, I'll go.
Excellent.
Where's my
Excellent.
shoes?